Happy Saturday if you're watching live with us right now. I am a little bit sick. I wasn't going to do a live today, but I was watching a video that made me change my mind. So it's going to be kind of quick, but something I thought we should go over. So I have not been covering A$AP Rocky's trial basically at all. I covered the Young Thug trial, and if you watched it with me or watched it somewhere else or even know anything about it, the trial itself lasted almost 2 years, and it was a lot. It was very overwhelming for them and probably the viewers. And so when A$AP Rocky's trial was coming up, I'm like, I am not interested in this, and I will hit the highlights if there are any. And there is one that I've decided I would like to talk about today. But if you didn't watch any of Young Thug's trial, I want to show you a quick clip of something that I think is pretty important, and it is how the attorneys behaved in the Young Thug trial compared to what's happening with the A$AP Rocky's trial. So let me get this moved over. I'll explain a little bit as I move myself to the corner. But so Young Thug's trial had a lot of things going on. And if you did not know, the judge ended up getting removed from the case. The state prosecutors were beyond doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. I don't know how they didn't get removed. Even with the new judge, the judge told them that she will hold the power and decide if she's going to keep them on because they were totally not being ethical, and it was really, really bad. This is the judge that was removed, so this is before he was removed, and it is before we had the Georgia state attorneys, I forget what it's called, but there are attorneys in each state that if another attorney is getting bullied or having things done to them by a judge that isn't legal, they will step in and fight against that judge for them. And that's what happened in this case. And it is because of what we are about to watch. So here is a very quick clip of what happened to Brian Steele.
You all are really getting yourselves cross purposes at this point in time. Sir, I'm telling you, you are at this point in time. You made some things out of nothing. I think that you're on very precarious ground at this point in time. So I'm telling you at this point in time, he's in custody. We're going to go ahead and start. You can represent Mr. Williams. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take up the other stuff as needed, but I'm not going to take it up right now.
I will not.
Say again?
Respectfully, I will not. I cannot.
Sir, you have to. Well, you're gonna have to do the best you can at this point in time, because you don't get to extort the court. That's what you're attempting to do at this point in time, sir. Yes, you are. What you're trying to do is, I'm not going forward if I don't get this. You know, it doesn't work that way, Mr. Adams. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I would just kind of govern yourself accordingly, sir. I'm telling you, as the court, under these particular circumstances, everything will come out as it should. I don't think, sir, I don't have enough information at this point in time to address it. I don't. But I'm telling you at this point in time, there is nothing that was given, said, whatever, this morning that.
If there is any accuracy to some of the information that we are.
But sir, I don't even know. Your co-counsel won't even tell me who said whatever. Okay. And the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety. No. It's not, sir. Sir. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
That is what happened.
That's not what happened. I'm just telling you, that's not what happened.
Judge, respectfully, we are not obligated to simply accept that there's been no violation. We believe that there has been, and the only
Okay, well then you made no, we're not doing that at this point in time. So you'll have a choice to make. All right, take Mr. Steele into custody, please.
So that's Brian Steele standing up. He's going into custody if you didn't watch any of this before. There needs to be like a slow clap right now going on for him.
Your Honor, would the court afford me one moment to confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy in this type of situation?
Okay, all right.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, you certainly may.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you deny, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people.
I've denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir. We're going to be in recess for the next 5 minutes.
Okay, so, and it missed the part where Brian at some point, Brian Steele said, all right, I'll go and I'll be in contempt of court, but I would like to be in the jail cell with my client, which, I mean, once again, he needed like a slow clap. So we found out that he, the judge, had an ex parte meeting with the state prosecutors, did not tell the defense attorneys, so they couldn't be there. It's illegal. They're not allowed to do that. Somebody tipped off the defense attorneys, and he demanded that they give him names. And they said, no, we're not going to do this. If this is what happened, this is wrong. And basically you need to be removed and all that stuff. And the judge freaked out and put him in contempt of court for not ratting out whoever told them this is what happened and it's illegal. And he stood up quietly. He took his suit cover off. He took his tie off. And he went and said, you know, I'll do it. That's fine. He put one more thing on the record and he asked to be put in with his client. And I mean, handled it beautifully. So now we're going to turn and look at what's going on with the A$AP Rocky trial. And I want to just say that was Brian Steele doing that. And it was almost at the 2-year part of how long that they had been doing this trial. 2 years. And he held it together and acted like a gentleman and only came out of that with people really admiring him as an attorney. And that's what you want, right? Let's watch the attorneys in A$AP Rocky case, and they had just removed the jury, so this is not in front of the jury.
My objection you find annoying. It's very clear that the tone that we get when we make an objection that should be sustained is, what are you doing? That's what was said. You specifically...
Lower your voice and don't yell at me. I told you before, I'll listen to what you say, speak in a normal tone of voice.
Judge, we're doing the best we can to make sure that this trial is ethically conducted. They have repeated, I've objected, you told them it's improper. You overruled repeated objections where they are saying improper things. He just said a moment ago, this is a direct quote, the prosecution accepts their witness committing perjury. I object. You respond, that's appropriate comment on the evidence. It is not appropriate comment on the evidence, Your Honor. I don't know if you didn't hear it.
I didn't hear that.
So, Judge,
What I heard, I could have been wrong, what I heard was that Mr. Tacopina was describing Relly as committing perjury.
Judge, that's a direct quote. The direct quote was, the prosecution accepts their witness committing perjury. Here's another one. Relly committed extortion. There is no legal...
Do you think the jury's going to ask for what the legal description of extortion is?
Your Honor.
Forcing someone to pay money, that is, quote, extortion.
No, Your Honor.
Go on to something else.
Your Honor, I want to make my record. I mean, you're going to do what you're going to do, but I have a right to make my record. No lawyer can get up here. No lawyer.
So I'm going to pause it really quick. But so jury leaves. They're arguing it out. That attorney is yelling at the judge. You know, I haven't watched to know if he actually has any reason and if it's actually something worth fighting about, but addressing a judge like that is never good. But wait till it really pans more over to the defense side. All of them are standing up. Every single person on the defense side is standing up and facing and staring at this attorney that's sitting here. Like, what are we doing? Why are you letting them stand up and this whole thing is just continuing to escalate?
To get up here and tell the jury that a crime has been committed when there is no instruction on that crime, when in fact, Your Honor, that's not the legal definition of extortion. We've objected, and the court again is basically telling me, don't worry about it, it doesn't matter. Your Honor, it does matter. After a while, when there are so many of these things, they add up. And when the court is saying, wow, what they don't care about it.
No, I didn't say they don't care about it.
It seems, Your Honor, it's improper argument. And the problem is
I don't agree with you. I think using the word, quote, extortion to describe the conduct is not improper. I think it's fair comment on the evidence. You, in your rebuttal argument, you can say it wasn't extortion.
Your Honor,
you can address it.
Your Honor, the bigger issue, as I said, is the court repeatedly told them, do not connect the prosecution to committing crime.
I'll tell you what, I didn't hear that. I'm going to ask Kathy for the exact quote. If that's what was said, I'm going to sustain your objection, and I will apologize for overruling.
Judge, can I respond, please, on that one issue? Not
Yeah.
everything else he said. What I said was, and I agree with what I said, but understand the context of it, okay? I didn't say this is more perfect. I didn't say it yesterday, I didn't say it today. But one thing I said, and it was fair comment, was the prosecution accepts their witness committed perjury. And what I mean by that is in regards to one thing, and it's indisputable, Your Honor. It was regarding Relly saying the tape was fake. The tape was fake. They got up, cross-examined Mr. Sajemi, did not ask him if the tape was fake or not. Okay? They then put up transcripts of that tape recording with attributions to Mr. Efron. So that means by that, just by that very fact, they accept the fact that he committed perjury. I'm not saying they support it, but they accept that that witness committed perjury. They have to. Let me finish. There's no other way for them to move forward unless they say that wasn't perjury, but it was because he said that was fake. We know that wasn't fake. It was real. That was perjury. So by then moving forward with it, arguing that that tape is important for the prosecution, that Efron said these things, that when they cross-examined Sajemi, that wasn't being a good friend to Efron because he made a tape. All that is doing is, I'd say it's subordinate. It's different. I would never say that. I didn't say it yesterday. What it is doing is accepting it because they didn't say, you know, we have an issue with this witness, he's committed perjury. It's I said they accepted their witnesses committing perjury. That witness committing perjury on that one issue. That's fair comment, Your Honor. It's not inappropriate. It wasn't disparaging counsel. I didn't say Mr. Lewin. I just said they accepted, and that is true. That there's no other way around it.
It is not fair comment. It is completely unethical.
I agree with you.
So, Your Honor,
I agree with you.
What's frightening is Mr. Takapina just stood up here and basically defended and said, yeah, I said it, but I can say it. He doesn't know or care about the law. That is clear. And Your Honor, when it's happened 25 times in this trial, with the hiding of evidence, with the late discovery, and with repeated, you told counsel before we started, do not disparage the other side. I said yesterday, you argue what you want about witnesses. You say a witness lied. You do not disparage counsel. You repeated it yesterday. He tried to explain how he didn't make mistakes yesterday, which he did. Now he gets up and he's now admitted, yes, I made that comment, here's why it's appropriate. Your Honor, it's not appropriate. It's completely unethical. It is immoral, and it's not professional. And again, Your Honor, the fact that he is getting up here saying, well, yeah, I said it, here's why, just demonstrates again, he doesn't know the law or doesn't care.
You're disparaging him right now.
I'm disparaging him because, Your Honor, he's not following the
There
rules
is not to
of
be
conduct.
any disparaging of either side.
During argument, the jury's not here. I have every right, obligation, and duty to stand up here and point out when he was being unethical. The first time the court catches me being unethical, Your Honor, the court knows that'd be the first time. Court knows I don't do that.
Oh,
Court knows. Court's already made those findings.
I've heard enough from both of you. I missed the prosecution accepts their witness committing perjury. I don't think that's fair comment on the evidence. I think that's an improper statement. It infers that the prosecution is allowing perjury to occur. I'm going to sustain your objection, and I'm going to apologize for overruling it, and then move on. If I were the two of you, I would just move on and not make bring it to the jury's attention. I would point out, though, I told you at the beginning of arguments that if an objection is made, I'm going to do my best to call it as I see it. You have made 17 objections. I have overruled 12. I have sustained 5. I'm doing the best I can. I will continue to do the best I can, and that's all I can say.
I just want to put on the record that, these remarks about being unethical, I just about had it with him. This from a lawyer who, and I was saying yesterday on it, this from a lawyer who asked in front of a jury for a stipulation that a shooting range was not in California, when either he knew it was in California or had no idea that it was in California. Okay? So he literally asked for a stipulation in front of a jury that he knew was not true or didn't know if it was true. And that's unethical. That's unethical. And this is a guy who, the Ninth Circuit just said lied to a jury in the Brantford case.
Your Honor,
so
Your
I
Honor,
want to
Your
hear
Honor,
about him.
one more thing out of him, and we air everything that's happened in this case, which the court's aware of.
Stop.
He might want to stop.
I'm so threatened.
You should be, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a break.
You should be.
Don't tell the courts ever told me I was a liar.
Okay, so we get to see excellent lawyers behave how they should be and respectful in the courtroom with the judge, even if the judge is doing something that they fully disagree with. And then you have this case where one lawyer's yelling at the judge. He's sitting down, but he's yelling. And then the entire defense is all standing up and looking over at the other attorney, and they're angry, and things are just ramping up so that at the very end, the judge even is standing up. And it's just remarkable to me because they're aware that this is being videoed. This is for consumption for the public to watch, and it does not set a good precedent for them getting clients, for that courtroom with that judge. It just is really not good. And so I wanted to highlight that, do a shout out to Brian Steele again, because he was amazing, and hopefully that this trial can get back on the tracks and stop having issues like this. There's been a couple other moments they hadn't quite gotten to this level, but they were pretty bad. So hopefully this can stop. All right. If you were with me for this, I will be on later, probably tomorrow morning. Like I said, I'm not feeling super great today, but I am working on a few videos that I know several of you have been asking me about, and they are coming. So just working on all the editing and trying to get it all done. So I will see you tomorrow.